Going on, guys? It looks like we had some pretty big news drop on our woke general, Mark Milley. So I'm just going to go ahead and read you this article from Breaking 911, and we'll kind of discuss a little bit of the ramifications from this, but let's just go ahead and go over this. 2 days after January 6th riot at the United States Capitol, Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Mark Milley secretly took action to keep President Donald Trump from ordering the use of nuclear weapons. The revelation came to light in Bob Woodward's new book, Peril. You never know what a president's trigger point is, Milley reportedly told his staff. According to CNN, who reviewed the book, Milley called a secret meeting in his Pentagon office on January 8th to review the process for military action, including launching nuclear weapons. Milley instructed them to not take orders from anyone unless he was involved. No matter what you are told, you do the procedure, you do the process, and I'm part of that procedure, Milley said, according to the book. Got it? Asked Milley. Yes, sir, replied his senior staff. The new book also alleges that General Milley called his Chinese counterpart after January 6th because he was worried Trump would start a war with China. So, if we go back to this article from January, we had Pelosi trying to pull her own bullshit as well. Speaker Nancy Pelosi of California took the unprecedented step of asking the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff about available precautions to prevent Trump from initiating military action abroad or using his sole authority to launch nuclear weapons in the last day of his term. In a phone call to the chairman, General Mark Milley, Ms. Pelosi appeared to be seeking to have the Pentagon leadership essentially removing Mr. Trump from his authorities as the commander-in-chief. That could be accomplished by ignoring the president's orders or slowing them by questioning whether they were issued legally. But General Milley appears to have made no commitments. Short of the cabinet invoking the 25th Amendment or removing Mr. Trump through impeachment in the House, conviction in the Senate, it is unconstitutional to defy legal orders from the commander-in-chief. I'm going to repeat that. It is unconstitutional to defy legal orders from the commander-in-chief. Ms. Pelosi's request, which she announced to the Democratic caucus as an effort to prevent an unhinged president from using the nuclear codes, was wrapped in the politics of seeking a second impeachment of Mr. Trump. Colonel Dave Butler, a spokesman for the general, confirmed that the phone call with the speaker had taken place but described it as informational. He answered her questions regarding the process of nuclear command authority, he said. But some Defense Department officials clearly resented being asked to act outside of the legal authority of the 25th Amendment and saw it as more evidence of a broken political system. They said that some political leaders were trying to get the Pentagon to do the work of Congress and cabinet secretaries, who have legal options to remove the president. Mr. Trump, they noted, is still the commander-in-chief. Unless he is removed, the military is bound to follow his lawful orders. While military officials can refuse to carry out orders they will view as illegal or slow the process by sending those orders for careful legal review, they cannot remove the president from the chain of command. That would amount to a military coup, officials said. So what does that say about what General Milley did? You know, calling a secret meeting with these military officials and telling them to go through the process, but to not actually follow through with action unless he was aware of it and unless they had approval. Well, you can make of that what you want, but it gets a little bit deeper than that. From InfoWars. Claims of Milley making 2 top-secret phone calls to Communist China, assuring that he would tip them off in the event of an attack by the U.S. One call took place on October 30th, 2020, 4 days before the election that unseated President Trump, and the other on January 8th. So this was way before January 6th. So trying to use that Trump was unhinged from the 6th, or that he was losing it, or that he tried to stage any of this, yeah, we're not going to fall for any of that. This was back in October. So the first call was prompted by Milley's review of intelligence suggesting the Chinese believed the United States was preparing to attack. Excuse me. That belief the author's right, was based on tensions over military exercises in the South China Sea and deepened by Trump's belligerent rhetoric towards China. General Lee, I want to assure you that the American government will be stable and everything is going to be okay, Milley told him. We are not going to attack or conduct any kinetic operations against you. In the book's account, Milley went as far as to pledge he would alert his counterpart in the event of a U.S. attack. So we have the head of our Joint Chiefs of Staff going to China and telling them, oh, yeah, sure. You know, if we try and make any moves, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Now, everybody knows that tensions with China are high because of what is going on in Thailand. We know that the Chinese are going to go after that country any time now. It's a pretty ridiculous revelation, seeing that the head of our Joint Chiefs of Staff was actually working together with the Chinese. And here's the biggest concerning part to me, is that if he was willing to admit this in the book, what else is going on? What else are they hiding? What other actions are they taking to undermine the American people? Pay attention, everybody. These people are not good, and they are not on our side. I do not trust them with the safety of our country. And something, I don't know. I guarantee more information about this will come out, and if it does, I will cover it. Until then, this is The Last Crow. Have a good day.